President William Samoei Ruto is reading the riot acts for his cabinet and the senior government officials, the ranks of the principal secretaries and so on. Now, is that an indication of the desire of the president to have a shake-up of his government? Better still, does that indicate the desire of the country to see some change in President Ruto's government? That is a question for today. Now, the president showing his anger and dissatisfaction with cabinet and the principal secretaries does not come as a surprise to many Kenyans. Immediately after forming his government, immediately after nominating his cabinet, I came out just like a number of other Kenyans and said the names the president was giving to the country were names of good Kenyans. But though good Kenyans, a good number of them for me are my friends, they were not the sort of people you will form government with, at least not if you are serious in running government. I said the country that Ruto was taking over from Uhuru Kenyatta was facing serious challenges, both economic and political. That you needed to put in place a government of men and women who could help you navigate this terrain that was really difficult. The country was not only going through a bad phase, the world itself was also going through a very tough time. And therefore, any country that is desirous of progress, especially third world countries, will place great premium on the men and women assembled by the president to run that government. So the president would seem to be seeing what we saw right from the word go. What did we say was the problem with this cabinet? One, the cabinet was made up of people with dubious backgrounds. A number of cabinet nominees then, now cabinet secretaries, had very many cases in court, including rape and murder, theft, corruption. We said they may have been good friends to the president. Indeed, they may even have been capable. But the country was going through a phase that required hope. The country had sunk so low that the best the president would give to the country was hope. You cannot give hope to people by giving them the worst the country can offer at that time. The cabinet was also made up of men and women of really questionable abilities. Unlike many people, I'm not so bothered about certificates and qualifications in terms of education. But I can tell a guy who can do a job from a guy who can't do a job. We live in this country. The men and women nominated to cabinet and who became cabinet secretaries did not, in my view and in the view of many Kenyans, have what it would take to run a cabinet, to run a government. So what the president is saying is not new. The president indeed shouldn't be surprised that his cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries are not up to the task. Indeed, I will tell the president, a number of these people cannot distinguish their left hand from their right hand. An overwhelming majority of cabinet cannot pass a simple aptitude test. And now you assemble a team of such a men and women to run a country that is almost in turmoil. It's not possible. It's not possible. I said something else, and I've been vindicated. I said the president was a sharp human being, an intelligent man, smart, hardworking. I used all those adjectives, and there are no exaggerations. They aptly describe who William Samoei Ruto is. He's sharp, he's intelligent, hardworking, he's young, educated. All those adjectives are not mere words. They actually describe who the president is. And I said, because the president is so smart and so hardworking and so intelligent, did he want to run government himself? Because that will explain why you put people to be ministers and principal secretaries, especially ministers. People you know can't do the job. Could it be that he wanted to do the job himself? And I said that to me looked most likely. Because there are people who work like that. They are hands-on, hands-in. They can do things and run the show, man solo, without caring who else is there. And indeed it's possible. Only the other day the president called a press at State House and was talking about things in agriculture which the cabinet secretary should be talking about. But I also said something else. And I'm being vindicated, I say. I said the president could run the show. Kenya is a small country. It can be run by a smart guy solo. But you can run government. You can handle the economy of the country. But that is assuming there will be no distractions. I gave the example of my driving instructor many years ago, who told me I will have to learn, I had to learn how to drive vehicles in Nairobi, because there will be no time. The road will be cleared of all the vehicles for me to drive. And I said the president seemed to be thinking things will be so smooth that all his attention and energy will be directed at running government and dealing with the economy. I said it is quite possible that politics will step in. There will be distractions. There will be riots. There will be demonstrations. There will be mass actions. There will be demands from Raila Odinga and the rest of the people that will call for his attention. I've been vindicated. The president's attention today, if he is an ordinary human being, and I have no reason to believe the president is not a normal human being. His attention, 0 to 10, out of 10, 6 to 7 will be on politics. Will be on fighting fires lit by Raila Odinga and Azimio. That means, therefore, the president does not have the time he thought he would have to run government and deal with the economy of this country. Because he's a human being. And that's where we are today. We are in a situation where the president has a team that has no clue about what it means to run government. A team of men and women who are not being of help to him. A team of men and women who, even if you give performance contracts, they don't know even what you are talking about. And the president, therefore, must run the government himself, must deal with economic problems himself. Yet, the politics of the country is consuming all his energy and all his time. I dare say and repeat, time for the president to bite the bullet and reconstitute his government is now. It cannot wait for another day. Every passing day is squandered opportunity for the president. Some of the problems the president is facing on the political front are actually emanating from, are coming from this situation of not having sufficient attention to the things that matter. If the president had ministers, principal secretaries, advisors who understood what was going on in the country, who had the capacity, the intelligence, and even the human heart. It takes an intelligent man to have a human heart. They would have told the president, you're going to kill the economy by overburdening Kenyans through taxation. Let us go through the post-COVID period. Let the economy recover. Let's give incentives to Kenyans. Let's not overburden Kenyans with taxes. That way, the economy will grow. Kenyans will have spending power, and on and on. But because men and women in cabinet cannot tell the president the truth, because even knowing the truth comes from an intelligent head. The cabinet secretary, in charge of energy, cannot tell the president that you can lower the cost of energy, electricity, fuel, diesel, petrol, by dealing with the cartels in the energy sector. The CS in charge of roads, infrastructure, cannot tell the president you cannot add more roads in an economy that is dying. That you cannot continue borrowing together with the Treasury CS. They cannot tell the president we cannot continue borrowing to make roads. Kenyans are going to die. In any case, when Uhuru was told people don't need roads, it looked like a joke. But the roads are good. But when Uhuru left office, he wasn't a very popular president. The CS in charge of education cannot tell the president, let's buy the bullet. This CBS is a joke. The CS health cannot tell the president, this universal health something is a big joke. NHIF is a farce, is a fraud. They can't. Because they are not capable of doing the job they are supposed to do. And therefore the president must, if he wishes to leave a legacy and to change this country, change his cabinet. There's just another reason. This country is at crossroads. This country is bleeding. This country is looking for a rebirth. Above all, this country is looking for hope. The talks and all other efforts go towards building this hope. But something demonstrable, something must happen for Kenyans to see that there is hope. Sometimes when people talk, there is always need for some action. People want to see you are serious. Unamwaga damu kidogo, hata kama ni ya mbuzi. When a president is where William Samoei Ruto is, and the country is where Kenya is today, and things are where they are in this country today, government always comes up with some action. Look around you. And the first thing that is done to restore hope among the people is a government shake-up. And this is a no-brainer. The people of this country deserve hope. The best the government can do is to give that hope to the people of Kenya. And the token that the president can do to demonstrate that he's serious about changing in this country and dealing with the problems Kenyans are going through is to get rid of this cabinet And I'm telling you, that single act will be more than anything else the president can do to restore that hope. And the nation requires that hope. I hope the president understands this.